I believe that only the ones that are behind in life start with self-improvement. It's kind of like you need to be so bad, so deep down into the hole that you feel that there's nothing you can do except for improving. And it's kind of like, imagine you have a stable income. Like, it's a low income, but it's still stable. It's not going to motivate you so much to get out of that economic situation. But if you were just earning enough so that each month you can only afford your rent and some food, then you're really going to feel that, hey, I want to have some more money. I want to be able to do more stuff. And then you go out and try to make more money. Or let's say you were the worst guy in your sports team. Okay, you see that everyone is better than you. And you notice that each time you play some game or whatever, everyone just beats you clean every single time. You feel as you're the worst in a sports team. Of course, you're gonna train hard. You're gonna go home and you're gonna train hard. And you're gonna stay after the practice has ended. Be the last one off the pitch and the first one to get on it. And I believe the same thing can be applied here. That if your life is really bad, if it's a terrible life you live, you're far more likely to be introduced to self-improvement than if you're just living an average life. And I believe that's a reason why there's so many people that are just average in this life that will remain that way. I actually think that a lot of people say that if you're born into the high echelon society, if you're born into a rich family, for example, that's the worst position you can be in. I think I disagree with that. I think it's rather when you're born in the middle, in the average, that you're in the worst position. Because then everywhere you look, pretty much, you're gonna see everyone else is gonna be at your level. Everyone else in your all the families in your neighborhood will have the same amount of money. Same jobs, you will do the same things. There's not a lot of desire there to get ahead, because they're just gonna feel out as an outsider instead. Like, kind of like, you don't want to become the rich guy in a poor neighborhood for various reasons, but you just don't fit in there. But if you're instead the guy who has the poorest house in the neighborhood, okay, you're not just motivated to get out of that, to get up to the other's level, but you also want to get ahead of them. You don't just want to be average. And I think you look around at so many people in today's society. They're just content. They're just okay with being average. Because they don't feel this everyday pain of being after the curve, of being below average. And so I'm asking you now, were you just an average guy when you started with this? Were you just one of those people? An average guy who has some things, but not the most, but not the least. You still look down on the people below you. Were you one of those? I don't think so. Because I weren't. I was behind the others in so many areas. I didn't feel like I belonged really among people, because my social skills were so much worse than the others. In my physique, I was so skinny. I still kind of am, but I was remarkably skinny compared to the others. And the status, like, I almost didn't exist compared to the average in school. I didn't have no status. I was seen as weak and feminine. But that made me. I've always looked at that and thought, why me? Why did I have to go through that? Why couldn't I just be an average guy? I thought that for so long. Hey, there are so many in the average, naturally. Why couldn't I just have been one of those average guys? Why did I have to be so much worse than those? But now, I'm looking back at that, I'm thankful for that. Because I know that I would never have gotten into self-improvement had I been just an average guy. I would have been happy now with just, studying and get a job. And that's gonna be it. Oh yeah, my 4-week vacation is coming up. We're gonna go plan it. Are we going to Spain this year? Oh, and look. Oh, it's 15% off on apples this week. Oh yeah, we gotta go and buy like a whole bunch of apples for the coming 2 weeks. We save some money on that. I wouldn't have been this guy that craves more than just the average. I wouldn't have had this want to become so much more than most people can even imagine. Because being in that position, it caused me to look up and see the average. Not just see the average is better than me, but seeing that not even that position was so great to be in. So I had to change, I had to become better, I had to become more. So I found self-improvement, and when I found it, I knew that this was my chance to get ahead of those people. This is my chance to not only get to the same level as those people, but to pass them, to leave them behind me. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. Not just when I'm talking to you, but everything I do, when I read, when I study different areas, when I implement them in my life, when I go to the gym. I'm so passionate about it because it's this craving I have to show myself that I am more than what I happen to be in. And that's why I believe that the ones that are behind, those are the ones that are going to start with self-improvement. Not the average, not the top guys, the ones that have had it worse than the average. And I just want to say, hey, I know I'm still pretty lucky. I was born in a rich country. There's so many things I've had in life that I'm so thankful for. But still, it's relative to the average. So I'm asking you now, were you an average guy when you started? Or were you below average? So below average you felt it, that hey, I cannot stick around here anymore. I want to know, please tell me. And with that, I'm leaving you.